Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Unk's Tech Reviews. I hope your holiday was fantastic, full of presents, gifts, love, and loved ones. But today we're going to be talking about the Beats, Powerbeats Pro, the new ones. Ooh, we're going to talk about who these headphones are for and why you maybe should be interested in them. Think about it. Okay, so the Beats Powerbeats Pros are their most popular flagship earbud, I hear. This one comes with the ear hook design, a heart rate meter on the earbud, kind of cool, and volume buttons, super nifty. I've been using the Powerbeats Buds. There's no volume control, just play and stop, and I kind of really, that's the only feature I feel like I'm missing between the two earbuds, and I'll explain why. Personally, the ear hook comfort and the ability that you can hook these over your ear, well, they never really, this sort of earbud design never really played well with me, a guy who wears glasses anytime my eyes are open and I'm awake. So, as you can see here, they in-ear, sure, but they always just kind of conflict with my glass arms, so. I've never been a real fan of the over-ear hooking design, but that simple nitpick aside, if you don't have eyeglasses, these are really secure and really snug fitting, I can say. You really have to try super hard. You're not gonna fling them off. If you do, that's hella impressive. I'm impressed if you can fling these off. That said, the weight difference between the two of them is a little noticeable. On air, you can definitely tell there's something on your ear for sure. I think I like the and how they don't conflict with my eyewear. But again, this isn't about me. This is about you, the Powerbeats Pro potential buyer. And why you might want these, because they do have a couple cool features that, you know, maybe, sheesh, 15 years we might get on something like this, but at least the ideas are there. I personally have never found the over-ear hook design to be very comfortable long-term, just because I value being able to see over what I can hear. But if I were to go a day blind, not wearing eyeglasses, I might pick these up, you know, get some heart rate data for my, I don't know, dog walks. I'm gonna move on to the sound quality. There is a big difference in the sound quality between these Powerbeats Pro and my older earbuds. I kind of feel like maybe I might have tossed these in the washing machine or something, but the sound quality on these are night and day. So it kind of has me interested in figuring out a better earbud for myself, but until we're there, the noise cancellation in the Powerbeats Pro is significantly better than my older buds. I find myself not able to hear things like traffic and, you know, cars and stuff on busy roads, or when I'm walking the dog, I'm kind of tuned out, honestly. It's nice to have that noise canceling feature. It's also nice when you're working around the house and you just want to, you know, mind your business and kind of zone out of the world. That noise cancellation really works. I find myself looking over and saying huh a lot when I'm wearing these, which is funny, you know, very thing to do. Wear the noise canceling headphones and then say huh because you can't hear stuff. Weird. Because of the noise cancellation feature, I feel you don't really have to crank the volume on the headphones as much. It makes the sound quality a lot more clear. Things like podcasts, voices come across a lot clearer personally with lower volume on these Pro Buds compared to my older ones. And because you don't have to crank it as hard, when you do, you know, you get good bass, nice crisp sound. Of course, they wouldn't give you anything less. All right, I'm gonna talk about the battery next. And to be honest, the battery use on these is pretty phenomenal. Apple is advertising. It's kind of really funny because it gets so conflated, right? But 9 hours of audio playback with just the buds alone. If you include the battery and the charging in the case, because they quick charge super fast, you get up to 33 hours of potential use from the earbuds. 33 hours without charging, kind of nifty. What that looks like is a week of workouts, not reaching to charge the case or worry about your earbuds dying. These are some of the big real world differences I've noticed though with these buds. And I can say things like the volume buttons, you don't know what you're missing until it's gone, you know. I would really like that personally. That's really nifty. That it And the fact that you don't really have to faff around with them because of the ear hook. If you don't wear glasses, you know, if you're like me and you're wearing glasses, all you're doing is faffing around with your ears and your glasses. If you got these on, kind of gets annoying. But I'd say they're pretty water resistant. I mean, I haven't tried swimming in them. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I think because of their water rating, you probably can pull that off. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about, I just discovered this. My old buds are wireless charging. So are these. This case is a wireless charging case. It's super nifty. You can just toss it and walk away. You know, I have this nice little spot on my desk where I can just sit things and let them charge away from my mind, not plugged in. That and the USB-C input kind of make these things universally accepted everywhere. And USB-C game changer. We like that. The case size is a tad different. It's got a tad different case size. It's larger, which I would assume would be because it's got a larger battery to pump up juice into these larger buds. Now we're gonna go on to things like the pairing with devices is super simple. I mean, it's the year 2025. If you don't know how to connect a Bluetooth device, I'll make a video for you. Oh my God. But if you have an Apple device or an iPhone, you know, it's as simple as opening and pressing the button and it connects. And it's very painless, very simple. I've been able to set these up with my PC as well, and the transparency features and all that are there. You have access. It's not as simple as just opening the case and pressing a button, but it's as simple as pressing the same button and going to your Bluetooth options and looking for this device. You know, it pairs with anything looking for a Bluetooth audio connection pretty easy. The one thing I can say was kind of tricky was finding out how to get the heart rate data from the earbuds to whichever device you want to get that from. To do that, you have to double tap on the side and wait for a tone, and then once that tone rings, you then connect it to whichever device you were trying to give a heart rate read to, you know? Okay, last bit. Unc is gonna tell you who these headphones are for. I kind of feel like these are for a very active person looking to sweat on their stuff, honestly. Person looking for that waterproof, that nice sound quality while they're out and about, and that ear hook security for one. That is a big selling point for these. So if you're running and moving your head around, you know, these are not going to be jolting around. Personally, I feel I had a slight little hiccup when I wear these buds and I'm wearing like a beanie or something that's like putting a band around my ear because it changes the shape of my ear and my buds tend to fall out. But when I wear these, that ear hook just keeps them snug and tight, baby. I'm gonna say for that person that's actively sweating, wanting to listen to a podcast, wanting to enjoy their sounds, want something that's reliable and long lasting, because I can tell you, whew, these little babies, ancient. Powerbeats Pro, nice, enticing upgrade. For people who are looking for something more minimal, we already know loads of options out there, cheaper options as well, even with the noise canceling feature, way cheaper options out there. That said, I feel like Powerbeats Pro, it's granted Unc approval this time. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do my best to stay on top of this year and see what happens to Unk's Tech Reviews. Appreciate, like, and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.